I'm not ready.
Sounds like hold up. Need time for my hat.
Hey guys, it's Tori, and today I'm here with Sam and Noah, my lovely brothers.
What up?
And I guess they're cool. My cool brothers.
Well, we could be lovely too.
Today we're going to be doing the Judge a Book by its Cover challenge. So, how this is going to work is I will give them a book. They, just based on the cover, have to guess what it's about. And whoever's closest gets a point. There's 5 books total, so whoever has the most points at the end wins. We already filmed this, but my microphone was on mute the whole time. So, there's no sound, so we're redoing it.
Tisk, tisk.
So, but they got it down now. They know what they're doing.
It was a dress
It'll be
rehearsal.
great. It was a practice run
Yeah.
that took 40 minutes. It's fine. So the first book is Against Her Will by Serita Stevens and Joe Schaffer. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Noah?
Yeah,
Yes.
loser start.
Okay, so Against Her Will. So what we have here is a redhead who is...
It's also known as a ginger.
So I'm trying to be political.
I think, well, she looks like she dyed her hair.
Yeah. Well, and she's in an insane asylum, clearly, and she's got a straitjacket on. So what I think is she was forcibly, because against her will, so I think she was forcibly turned into a redhead, and now she's not happy about it, so she was put in an asylum. I think she sees monsters,
Do you
and...
think she's a schizophrenic? Or do you think she actually sees
I think she
monsters?
actually sees monsters, but people think she's a schizophrenic. Yeah. I mean, she goes into an insane asylum and has to prove that, or not prove, but fight monsters. Well, people think she's crazy.
Interesting.
It's probably not accurate at all. But.
Okay. So, I'm going to say this girl goes through a traumatic experience, okay? Not sure what that traumatic experience is, but it's something. And, she gets a little freaked out about it, you know. But she's like, she's doing alright. But she's acting a little off, you know? So her parents decide that they think she's insane.
That's fair.
And they send her to an insane asylum. And she has to figure things out.
Alright, so what this book is actually about
So we were both
is...
wrong.
No, you were actually pretty close.
Really?
But, well, let me tell you, and you'll see
Okay.
what happened. Okay, so this is about a girl who, she's just more of a troubled teen, and you could describe it as mental illness, but it's like, she's very rebellious. And her parents are like, she is such a troublemaker, we're gonna put her in a asylum. Basically, it's not really an asylum, it's for troubled teens in general, but a lot of them have like mental illnesses and stuff, and so she has to go in there and figure stuff out.
So we're both right.
So, but the thing is, you turned it into like a supernatural type thing.
Yeah.
And Sam kept a little bit closer to what it was.
So
that
it
make
has
sense?
nothing to do with her red hair.
So, no.
No.
She's just a rebellious teenager who dyes her hair. Because that's so rebellious.
Dude, she's crazy.
I know. And she's a wild one. Anyway, so I'm going to give this point to Sam.
That's fair.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Sam, before we continue. Do you remember me talking about this book, and do you remember what it's about?
Be honest.
Okay, perfect. Claire was like, I think he might remember because we saw that video where you talked about it, and I was like, okay, I'll ask him. The next book we're going to do is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. So Sam can start.
Is back legal?
No.
Alright, so there's this lane, but it's more like a river
Oh.
of hope, not of hope.
Okay, wait, pause. You just look so glowy.
Yeah, that was uncomfortably close to me. I was like, I'll reach my arm out here.
Wait, I'm pretty sure.
I have no room. So there's this lane. It's not actually a lane. It's a river.
Here we go again, guys.
Of hope. At the end of this river of hope. Well, first of all, this river of hope goes throughout a forest. And in this forest, there are ghosts that do things. And at the end of this river of hope, there is an ocean. And there are no ghosts in this ocean. But
There's a lot of hope.
in the forest, in this forest, that is not a forest of hope, it's just an animal forest, these ghosts have no hope.
So it's like the ghost whisperer? Is that what you're getting to?
A little bit. So these ghosts come to this river of hope to gain hope. You know, they drink the water and it gives them a little bit of hope. But it doesn't last. So they get a human friend that one day comes along and he says, you know, if you were to swim in this river of hope, you would have hope for all your life.
Except they're ghosts, so they don't have
For
one.
all your afterlife.
Okay, so mine's a lot less existential than that.
Oh gosh. You can make a pretty cool story out of like parts of what you said.
Just call it the River of Hope. Okay. The ocean at the end of the lane. See where the forest came from. And the ghosts. I'm not even sure where to go after that. I feel like he should get the points just for creativity.
If you're both super off, then he probably.
So, I think it's a couple of kids who grew up in kind of a dystopian, or maybe not dystopian, but like an oppressive place. Like, whether it's in the future or in the past, I'm going to guess past, because if it were in the future, they probably wouldn't have cattails, which they have right here.
Do you think cattails are gonna go extinct?
I do, Joy. Yeah, so they wanna escape. There's like a forest all around them, and they don't know how to get through the forest. But there's a river that goes through, so they're trying to get to the river, go along the river, just because, you know, they want a day at the beach. So, and in the end, they become hopeful, and they get their day at the beach.
You think it's a lot of internal struggle because they're like in an oppressive society and
Yeah.
they're like, we just gotta get to the beach.
Like, I think both Sam and I are correct. I think it's you know, his existential crisis within my actual plot line.
So, here's the thing. Neither of you were even close. Beyond the fact that Noah said 2 kids. So, basically, it starts off with this actually old man who is returning to his childhood home for his parents' funeral, and while he's driving around, he ends up going to his house and then going down the road a little bit to this old house that he remembers, but he can't quite remember how he knows it. But he goes in and he meets this old lady in there, and he remembers he had this friend when he was a child named, I don't remember.
That's a long name.
Oops.
Oh, Letty. And he has a flashback to his experiences with her. She is her and her family are kind of magical, and they fight off demons in a way, but not like boss mode like demon hunters like in some shows. Anyway, so you were very, very off.
But they've lived a long time, which means they could be ghosts.
Oh yeah, and there's a pond in their backyard that Letty always calls the ocean, but it's a pond.
So it's a pond of hope.
So, but eventually you find out why she calls it an ocean.
Oh.
For creativity, Sam does win. With his River of Hope.
Creativity, use the same phrase over and over again.
Next book is Illusionarium by Heather Dixon. Jace really wanted you guys to do this. So.
Okay. Illusionarium. So, what I picture, Illusionarium sounds like Emporium. So I think of Butterfly Emporium. So, what do you do at a Butterfly Emporium? It's like a glass dome where you experience butterflies. So I think this is like that, except for instead of butterflies, you experience magic and illusions. Can I read the back?
You can look at, yeah.
Please, I'm down
It's
2
not
to 1.
that
so.
helpful.
So scratch everything I said. Forget the Butterfly Emporium. I'm drawing a blank here. I actually have no idea what this is about. Well, no, I think there is some kind of like emporium or like display case where it's like in Nightmare Before Christmas where there's a bunch of trees with like doors to other dimensions. So I think it's something like that. And they access all these different worlds, and the main character, their world is in the 1800s.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, look at how they're dressed. Very sleek, very casual.
Yes. Not casual. Formal would be the proper word.
Casual, I just feel like is a word I use all the time.
Yes, it is.
Too frequently.
Often incorrectly.
And I think that there's this person that wants to take over all the worlds for his own messed up reasons.
Because it's a fantasy book.
Because it's a fantasy book. And that's what they do. Am I right?
Are you done? I can't tell you that until Sam guesses.
I know, but you can give me like a signal or something.
So I had a thought about this book.
Are you gonna share it with us?
As I saw it in front of this. But I'm not, because it was completely wrong.
How do you know
Not
that?
completely, it's part of it, but it's not the main idea.
Mm.
Okay? There's a person
It
who,
usually is.
from the world,
That, I would say that's also accurate.
this world, Earth, the world we know and love.
World of hope.
No, there's no hope in this book. Unless that's the name of the girl. But I guess it's not. There's a lot of wheels and cogs, is that the word?
Yeah.
Okay. Guessing there's something to do with a clock. This person that is in the world finds a hole in the ground, and they go into that hole. And as you go down this hole, there are various levels, various worlds that you can enter. And she goes into one of these worlds, okay? They, because I'm not sure which gender they are. Okay. And then this person is going through one of these worlds that is magical, and they meet a person of the opposite gender. They fall in love, and they go on some wild adventures throughout these various worlds. Worlds.
Okay, so this is actually about a boy who lives kind of in a futuristic world.
That's a they, not a she.
So he is trying to study with this great inventor, and they've created the serum that kind of, I don't want to say it creates hallucinations because that makes it sound like a drug,
Like
which it
acid.
kind of is, but
It's more
it's
magical,
like,
right?
it's this creation that they've been working on where it creates hallucinations of other worlds, but you can control things in this hallucination. So and attack people and kill people who are also in the hallucination. And it can also, if you have enough of it at the right place at the right time, you can be transported to this other world.
So it's magical.
Yes, so
Okay.
it has
And it's
magical
another world.
qualities. He has to try to figure out some things.
Yeah,
There's some
okay.
issues he runs into in this other worlds that are kind of sketch, actually. Kind of scary. And, oh yeah, in this other world, they've already created this, it's called Fantillium, and they kind of have gotten addicted to it, and it's caused some issues. So, interesting.
So don't do drugs, kid.
So don't do drugs. It's more like they're addicted to, because they're able to create great experiences, like big balls, and be very elegant, and so they're addicted to that aspect of
Oh,
it.
that kind
not
of balls.
the
I thought you
drug.
meant bouncy balls. Why would they want to create that?
Such a
I mean,
boy.
I would, but
Such an 8-year-old boy. Okay. Anyway, that being said, I'll give it to Noah.
Out of pity.
Partially, but you also kind of thought it's a different time period, and you mentioned a few things more than Sam. The only thing that Sam got close
Is
was the
love
other
gender
worlds.
neutral.
Next up is The Winner's Curse by Marie Rutkoski. This is one that Claire wanted us to do. Do you know this book?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just.
He was just saying that he has the winner's curse.
I do.
He's cursed to win.
Is there something on the back that I can look at?
No.
Dang
No.
it.
Actually, you can, but it probably won't be that helpful because it's just what other authors have
Just
said
reviews.
about it. But you can try.
I'm going to guess that this book is beautifully written. Thanks, Kristen, for sure. There's this group of girls, okay?
A group.
And they're in a competition. There's a dagger. That changes my thought. I'm still continuing on with what I said. There's this group of girls in a competition. They want to win it. Or do they? They're trying to kill each other. Okay? To win this. Do or die. Not like the Hunger Games, but kinda. Okay? The thing is, if you win it, you are cursed.
Then why do they want to win?
They don't.
But you just said
But they kinda do. Because, okay, listen up. They were,
I'm not going to
they
get
were,
that. Well.
they were forced into this competition.
Okay.
They did not do it by choice. So they have to be there no matter what. But they have this dilemma within themselves. Because would they rather win and kill people and be cursed. Or get murdered. That's tough.
Okay, the winner's curse. I'm gonna also read the back.
It's not helpful. Oh wait, can I add something to mine?
No.
Real quick.
The competition is to become queen, but they become a cursed queen.
What if being queen is a curse?
That's no. They're a cursed queen.
Based on this, I have no clue what the plot is. So I would say it's like Cinderella style. Like, oh, she has a knife. Never mind.
That's what Sam said earlier. He was like, wait, she has a dagger. That changes everything.
I didn't hear that. So I think there's this ball and the competition, because it's the winner's curse, so there's got to be a comp, right? So I think what it is they got to go to a ball and see who can kill the prince. I don't think it's girl exclusive, Sam. I think it's very gender inclusive. But I think that this girl, she's like about to like stab the guy, but then he's like, "What's up, girl? Want to dance?" And then she's like, "Well, maybe before I kill you." And so they dance, and she falls in love. Now she's trying to stop the other people from killing her man. And the curse part comes in because if they do kill him, they are going to have to deal with their friend after a breakup. So...
I don't know what to do.
He's like...
I don't know what to do, because,
we were both super right.
So, what this is actually about is it follows this girl whose father is the head general of this huge empire that's like taking over. In her society, the women either have to become warriors or they have to get married. There's no like anything else. And but she's like, but I'm really smart. Like, she's not a very good fighter, but she is really cunning. Can you not do that?
Sorry, I just wanted to see what it was like to be at your level.
I know both of you are doing that, but stop. So yes, so she's like, I don't really want to be a warrior, but I don't necessarily want to get married right now to some random dude. One day while she's in the market, they are having a slave auction, and she, for some reason, decides to pay for him. And it's a battle between her and one other person, and she wins, and she gets a slave, and a lot of stuff goes down because of that. I almost want to just give it to Noah so the last book is a little more interesting, because then
I also mentioned love.
Because here's the thing.
So did I.
Yeah, he did. But here's the thing. On this last book, if I give it to you, then you've already won.
Exactly.
But on this last book, I want to see who will actually win, so it's going to Noah. Because neither of you were close, and both of you were pretty creative, so I couldn't, you know. Okay, last book, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab.
Okay, so here's what I think that this book is about. I think that they are in a city or town, ghost city, for kicks. We'll say London. And London, there are multiple sides to it. It's like...
You know this one, huh?
No.
He's lying to me! We'll just say London. Whatever. I gotta choose another freaking
It's
book.
just me and I win. He cheated.
No.
I just saw it and I'm like, wait, that reminds me of a book I once heard about.
Do you remember this one?
Actually, yeah.
Do you know this one?
No.
Do you know this one? Be honest. I don't want to find it.
I remember you telling me about it, but I don't remember what it's about.
Such a liar. I even asked Sam, and you just like...
Well, no, I didn't recognize, like I said, it wasn't until I looked at this, I'm like, yo, I think I know this book.
They say they don't know this one, so they better not. It's Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan.
That's like, that title is longer than the freaking book.
See,
okay.
That also says a novel.
It does. I feel like that's unnecessary.
Don't read the back.
Okay. Initial guess is that this is about a bookstore that is open 24 hours a day. But I feel like that'd be a little bit anticlimactic. So, I mean, we'll start with that. We'll start with the 24/7 bookstore. But there's a secret. It's a magic bookstore. And I think that this is where kids who, you know, have magic powers but don't know what to do with it. Like, so this is where they go to learn magic and discover themselves. So it's like kind of Hogwarts, but like a lot less official. You know what I mean? It's like just kind of like, hey kids, it's like Mr. Penumbra. I'm like, I have magic.
Magic.
So pretty much like Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children.
Mixed with
It's
Hogwarts.
nothing like that at all, actually.
Pretty much exactly.
Because it's a bookstore, and there's all the books are yellow.
Hurry
That's
up.
it.
If you're out of ideas, skip to Sam.
Okay, I have a problem with this book already.
Why?
What hints are we supposed to get from this guy?
I would have had more time to figure it out if Noah had been like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I know that book at the beginning.
I didn't recognize it.
Jerk face. Okay, this book is a New York Times bestseller.
Oh, I should have done that one. Oh well. This
Okay.
one's taking longer to film. I'm so glad I did 5 books instead of 7.
7?
Yeah, we did 7 last time.
Really?
Come
I
on,
did
son.
6.
We did 7, and
Because it was 5
the
to
same
3 and we
length.
tied on one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Mr. Penumbra is, man, that owns a bookstore. That is open 24 hours. But its cover is a little misleading because not all the books are yellow. I think in this bookstore there are children or just people in general. They don't have to be various ages. Okay? They come here in the nighttime to learn, and they have a secret special society that they do things in. And there's some inner turmoil within this society that they need to overcome.
So, this is, wow, it's like so shiny. Also, fun fact, this cover glows in the dark.
No way.
That's
Can we
why they're
see?
all yellow.
It's cool. Yeah. So, anyway, yes, it is a bookstore, open 24 hours. It actually follows this man. It's during the recession, so like 2007, in San Francisco. And he comes across this bookstore one day and is like, wow, this is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So he goes in and kind of looks around. They have just piles of books that go like clear up to the ceiling into the darkness, and like it's just crazy. But he has lost his job and he's struggling to find a new one. So Mr. Penumbra, who owns the store, is like, you know, why don't you come work? And so while he's working there, he works the night shift, and every like few weeks these same 3 people come through and like are constantly looking for books, and often like 2 of them will pick up the same book the first one picked up a few weeks later, like they rotate. He starts to wonder if maybe there's more to this bookstore than meets the eye.
Society.
Or a magical wizard coven.
Because yes, actually,
Yo,
there is
hold
a
up.
secret society,
Oh,
not a coven. So I'm gonna have to give it to Sam.
that's fair.
Because
I would have won if Tori hadn't called me out on my cheating.
he would have won by cheating. So that is it. Sam is the winner by 1 point. But I will say there were a couple
need
that
to
they
do
were
that.
pretty even on, so they probably could have just tarred. But I didn't want to do that. So that's why someone had to win. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Tori.
Great work.
Appreciate
I
your time.
will see you next week, guys. Bye!